gentlemen, welcome to Future of Honor Fridays here at Ring of Honor in conjunction with Honor Club. I am Joe Dombrowski ringside, and my colleague this week may need no introduction to some recent Future of Honor fans.
Give me one anyway, Joe Dombrowski.
J-Rock Daddy, welcome to commentary.
This is a Future of Honor match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from Altoona, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 192 pounds, the heir apparent, Chris Lerusso.
Talk about him, Joe.
Yeah, we are here at Stage AE, ready to rock the house, and on his way around the ring now is an individual no stranger to Ring of Honor fans, Chris Lerusso, who many may remember from the 2017 Top Prospect Tournament.
A little bit of delay there. You're quick to talk about your favorites and your heroes out here. Chris Lerusso laying it down tonight here at Ring of Honor.
It was Lerusso who was eventually eliminated from the Top Prospect Tournament by Josh the Goods Woods. It took the absolute best to eliminate the heir apparent who feels this entire wrestling world and Ring of Honor itself is just his for the taking. He's next in line to inherit the legacy of success in ROH.
Ain't nothing wrong with that outlook, Jack.
Lerusso has a tough test this week, though. We're about to meet the opponent. Let's go to Nick Wendell.
And his opponent from Rochester, New York, weighing in at 183 pounds, Colin Delaney.
Damn, Joe Dombrowski, Colin Delaney. What about that, man? I wasn't expecting to see him tonight, but these are two guys that get it on in the ring. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Colin Delaney, a 15-year veteran. He has been all around the world. Some may know him as the extremely cute wrestler, and you can figure that acronym out for your own, but Colin Delaney, well over a decade, has been in this business and even has roots here in Ring of Honor. At age 15, J-Rock, he was on the ROH ring crew.
I'll tell you what, you talk about getting cute, that's funny using those acronyms and all of that, but you get too cute with Chris Lerusso, you'll find yourself taking an L right here on Future of Honor, Daddy.
Well, the thing with Chris Lerusso is he's not just ring smart, he's book smart as well. He's very learned, and he's one of those cerebral athletes that can beat you with his mind, as the official signals for the Code of Honor. It's adhered to.
Hey man, at the end of the day, this is the Queen's game right here. This is a mental chess game. It's chess, not checkers, Joe.
And I know you know both these athletes very, very well. Chris Lerusso is also proficient in the martial arts style game. He's got a very hybrid style that he uses at just the right point in that ring.
Absolutely, been in the ring with both of these guys, and as you say, both chameleons at what they do, meaning they can adapt to anybody in any style, anywhere.
Lerusso has trained in the past with Adam Milstead, UFC light heavyweight star, and not to mention the fact that any dojo, any camp, any seminar, certainly the Ring of Honor dojo seminars and so many others throughout the country, Lerusso's always a fixture there. He's always absorbing knowledge.
Say, here's the thing though, talk about absorbing. Colin Delaney absorbing the fans' applause here, but that's not what gets it done in the middle of the ring. It's who gets the 1, 2, 3.
Colin, a Rochester, New York native. We saw him on Ring of Honor television a number of years ago, oppose Mark Briscoe. Nice deep arm drag by Colin Delaney.
Absolutely, that was that deep, classic arm drag and twist right there into the middle of the ring.
And you know, some fans may think about the fact they haven't seen Colin as a staple of mainstream television in a long time, but you forget about the fact that when Colin was on television all over the world, he was in his very, very early 20s. Colin is still very much in the prime of his career.
And trust me, as somebody who can feel that very close to the heart, there's something to be said for the guy who does it on his own, continues to make it happen. Colin Delaney wrestles around the world. He shows up tonight here in Ring of Honor.
Colin's been a mentor, a trainer, and certainly a source of advice for a lot of uprising young stars, including the current Ring of Honor World Champion Dalton Castle.
And that goes a long way, and here again, a long way is the technical wrestling of Colin Delaney.
Nice heel kick by Delaney, nip up.
And I'm a little bit surprised, Joe. Chris Lerusso is from this area, and I
Cover
really
here.
thought,
Two
yep,
count,
there we
two
go,
count
quick 2 count. And look at Colin getting right on and playing a ring game, but I really thought that Lerusso might come more fired out, being in his atmosphere, his native land.
Well, you notice, J-Rock, Lerusso was announced as from Altoona, which is where he was born. I think Lerusso feels a little bit embarrassed, maybe offended that he does reside close to here at this point in time. Lerusso, I think, doesn't claim this as his home.
Hey, I'd be offended if I lived from Pittsburgh, too. I'm barely not offended being out here with you, Joe.
Easy now.
Hey, I'm just saying,
I know
man.
you're in enemy territory as a Cleveland guy, but
That's
Chris
right.
Lerusso, slingshot style hangs up Colin. Throat and jaw first.
As somebody who talks just as much trash as the next guy, Chris has got to get on him because he hasn't done nearly enough here yet to Colin Delaney in the early going.
Well, I think Lerusso's attempting to pace himself. Also an attorney at law, he passed the bar exam.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like him all that much, man. I don't know about the whole lawyer thing, man. Man.
May pay dividends here in this industry, at least in this matchup, as Colin trying to fight to his feet. Lerusso trying to control that tempo, but Delaney has battled back to his feet, trying to get something going here for himself. Look out.
Yeah, very interesting do-si-do there, a little back and forth, and neither guy knew where the other was. Lerusso on top, and that referee's a little slow. Is he related to you?
No, referee Joe Mandek, he's from Pittsburgh, though.
I'm just saying, a little bit slow.
Is that why you don't like him?
A little bit slow, man, a little bit slow.
We'll let that lay. Lerusso now with the chin lock in. Lerusso thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, thinks he's got the key to success, thinks it's his for the taking. But is that the case?
But the thinking is the key. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. If you think it, you can make it happen like that. Made that drop kick happen, Joe Dombrowski.
Lerusso is a pinpoint precision striker, hooks the leg, 2 count only. I don't know if you could have measured a drop kick any better than that, J-Rock.
Sloppy cover, and I'm not one of these guys that criticizes other athletes that do the similar things, but man, gotta get a better cover because Chris Lerusso's got it rocking right now. Right here is where you tune it up. I mean, like you said, former top prospect, right there knocking on the door of Ring of Honor. Chris Lerusso, bring it home is what he's gotta do.
And Colin Delaney putting himself back on the ROH radar, back on the ROH map. He still has so much left to offer, still in his very early 30s. Some people say you don't hit your prime until you hit your mid-30s, late 30s. Colin could have his best success here in Ring of Honor in years to come.
Absolutely. So many guys here being able to take advantage of opportunity and showing that the longer you do this, the better you get. Both of these guys, examples of that with decades combined in the game.
Yeah, I believe it's 15 years for Colin, 13 for Chris Lerusso. As you saw the full extension of the leg, and the choke in the corner. And again, Lerusso is measuring and picking his spots.
And I do like, as you said, how he's taking his time. As much as I think there's certain times that he needs to step up the aggression just a little bit more, really get in there and choke him and get after him a little bit. But he's taking his time. A lot of guys knocked out of their game when they come to Ring of Honor.
Both guys, such a vast and diverse playbook. We can see a little bit of everything.
We really have so far. Seen some striking, seen a little mixed martial arts, seen some wrestling, and now 2 exhausted competitors. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about, Joe. Wake him up here at Stage AE.
Notice Colin dropped to a knee a moment ago to counter that Irish whip, but now a striking game. Colin looks to have a little more luster on these shots at the moment.
That woke him up here.
Well, Lerusso hung onto the back of the trunks that time. Got him with an uppercut.
Surprises me a bit because Lerusso probably didn't expect to see Colin Delaney here, yet he's got a lot of counters for the offense here.
Surprises me that Delaney is momentarily winning a striking game.
Inside out, Joe.
Lerusso completely changes the tempo, but Colin counters.
Right there. Oh, he should have had him for the cover. Good last-minute cover by Colin. Wow, he got out of that.
Suplex turned into a stunner. Desperation maneuver. Does Colin have enough left to capitalize and follow through?
Colin Delaney pulled that one, I'm gonna go old school here, out of the playbook of Confederate currency Chris Hamrick, baby. That is who taught Colin Delaney that move. I was there, I seen it myself.
Colin rubber-legged, as is Lerusso. Who's gonna get the first shot? And it's Delaney.
That's what I'm talking about, Joe Dombrowski. 2 guys getting in there, getting at it. Knock some sweat loose, somebody win.
Lerusso is reeling, and with each shot, Delaney gets closer here. Pump kick. And high impact tornado DDT.
Tell you, good thing for Lerusso, he rolled near the ropes. Ring positioning, so important in this game, Joe, and that may have saved Lerusso there.
It's Colin measuring Lerusso, who's got a faraway look in his eyes at this point in time. Delaney is a half a step quicker, but Lerusso counters that time, but Delaney underneath with a German suplex.
Talk about unique offense. You mentioned it earlier. I've never seen a variation of the German suplex like that. You're talking 20 years. Quite unique there for me to see that. Good job by Colin, but now he's waiting.
Colin using the ring as a tag team partner that time. Now springs, he gets another stunner. Can he follow through this time? He can.
Having trouble getting him over, though.
Hooks the leg, got him, no. Colin surprised that time. You can sense the even keel of this matchup. We haven't been out here a terribly long time, but so much has been taken out of both athletes because of the competitive flair.
And as much as it's usually taken out by big moves, these two have taken it out of each other. Nice!
Oh!
Nice DDT, taking it out of each other with counters as much as big moves.
Delaney got spiked the top of his head, the first thing to hit the mat. Feet were hung up. Larusso's got this for the taking.
Oh, he had him.
Oh, and there's a precise kick to the back of the head.
Kick him like a dog. Finish him off, Lerusso.
It's the near-death experience. Larusso's got him. That'll do it. What?
Wow.
Oh, I've seen Lerusso win a number of high-profile matches in the tri-state area with that, but not enough for Colin tonight.
Man, I've seen Colin Delaney's fight through a lot throughout his career tonight. Just continuing that.
Sunset flip coming up.
Another counter.
No, Colin rolls through. Sunset flip of his own.
Counter to the
Colin
counter.
beats
He got
him.
him. Wow. Lerusso stunned.
Here is your winner, Colin Delaney.
Such an evenly matched contest, but at the end it came down to a game of inches, a game of seconds. Colin Delaney showing he could very well be the future of honor. Beats a former ROH Top Prospect Tournament competitor.
Sign me up to step in the ring with either of these guys, but tonight they brought it. They made ROH give it up for one time, Joe Dombrowski.
And a much more humble Chris Lerusso at the end than we saw at the beginning. Lerusso will have another day, but Colin Delaney, the victor, at Stage AE Future of Honor Friday. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.